Welcome to the Digital Remodeler Podcast. So glad you've chosen to join us today. And with me is James Hatfield. He is the Chief Revenue Officer for Livewire. And James, so glad that you have chosen to join us today. And pleasure having you on the Digital Remodeler.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, Carl. Thanks for having us. And
And I
hey,
named the company wrong. LiveSwitch, not
hey,
Livewire.
that's all right. We all make mistakes. That's why we got to, get someone to remodel it, right? We're just
That's
remodeling your language. Now you're better and brighter.
Absolutely. So, James, you and I met last week, and you were telling me a little bit about your journey. So, you actually came from the trades, and now you're on the technology side. And so, go ahead and give us a little bit of your story, and we'll dive in from there.
Yeah, so I come from blue collar family. My father built the house we lived in. My grandfather never even got to graduate high school because his dad died young and he got to work right away. So we're great with our hands. We know how to build stuff from the ground up. And the big dream for me when I was graduating was like, hey, go start a plumbing company or a painting company. Well, I started a house painting company, and I had crews. We got things going. Grew the company really well. Really enjoyed the company. I just had one problem. you know when you know how to do something, you build it well, you become an accidental business owner. You're like, oh, I got to manage the money, right? I know how to take care of the house, but how do I take care of the house financially, right? So I knew at that point when I went to the bookkeeper and they were speaking English and I didn't understand a word they were saying, that was the point. I was like, this is not good. So I went back to business school while I was running my companies. I know many owners who have done that before, and it's really paid off. And as I was doing that, I met another guy running landscaping companies, going to his business school, and he invented a product that solved the exact problem I had, which you could take an income statement and balance sheet, run it through. This is way before AI. This is over 20 years ago. And it would give you a plain language report. This is how you're doing, and this is how you compare. I was like, that's my problem. I love this. He's like, why don't you try to go sell it? I was like, well, I'm pretty good at selling my company. And if it gets me off the ladder and baking in the sun, I might do that. So we took that company from an incubator to Inc. 500 for 3 years, meaning we were one of the fastest growing companies in America for 3 years. And then we exited that company, and it's now a multi-billion dollar with a B company. So that kind of worked out all right. So we went from there and we got into philanthropy. Okay. And we went in, we believe in giving second chances. Inmates to Entrepreneurs was born. We put thousands of men and women who are incarcerated. We go in the jails, we teach them, turn an ABC television show called Free Enterprise. And then we decided, we still do all that. We decided, hey, we're too young to put our boots up. Let's go and do another tech company. So we bought a company 5 years ago. We're scaling this company out, and it's turned us right back into the trades. We'll talk about that a bit more with LiveSwitch. And I feel full circle back home with the trades again. But it's been a wild ride and a whole lot of stories in between all that. So that was a long story long for you, Carl.
No, that's great. So let me back up for just a few minutes here because you're talking the journey that so many of our listeners go on. So they start off, they're in the trades, they get good at what they do, and all of a sudden they've got a business. Like, oh, what do I do now? So in your journey, about how long was that trajectory? How long did that take you?
Mm. It took years. I'm losing count. The lot farther it gets, the longer, you forget how long it was. But because I was running the businesses, I built the businesses up. Then I went to go to business school, and then that's when my paths crossed with my now current business partner. That was probably, goodness, um, dating myself here, maybe 17, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought I was going to be a contractor the rest of my life. I mean, that's what I came from. I was like, that's just what I'm going to do. I never expected to be in technology. That was never on the bingo card. But here I
Yeah.
am, and it just was because the problem that I was solving was a problem I had. And I figured, man, I can get really passionate about that because, that's what helped me. And sure enough, I mean, it could have failed because most, startups fail, but it surely didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you have been kind of full circle, obviously, in the trades, you build this business, and that really is the wipeout point for so many. They've got to make that shift from tradesperson to entrepreneur to business owner and scaling. And now with LiveSwitch, you are dealing with technology again to solve problems. And what's the pain point that you're really trying to address right now in the trades? What's the pain point that you observed, and where were you seeing it create a real roadblock for the business owner?
Yeah, I will answer that easy question, but I want to give a story because we never even expected back to be in the trades when we bought this company. So we bought the company 5 years ago. It's a 15-year-old company now, and everybody on the that's listening has seen our stuff and used it. They didn't know it was us, right? So we do a lot of sports entertainment. So we did the Super Bowl the last 3 years. If you go to a MLB ballpark and you scan it, QR code, they put you on the Jumbotron. We powered that. Like during COVID, when NBA was in the bubble or WWE wrestling, they filled the stadium with screens. We powered all that. And because we're one of very few companies in the whole world that do this, we got a knock on the door from the chief of police in Washington, D.C. to reinvent our nation's 911 phone call. Now that everybody has 3 or 4 cameras in their pocket on their smartphone at all times, we had to come up with a way to how do I get into those camera feeds when a citizen is totally compromised, has no time to download an app, and we want to stream that live video to the police car so they can see what they're driving into. It's called situational awareness. So I had an aha moment, 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh, we're going to go in through the text message. So the computer scientist and I got to work, got to building, and we built this to where you can literally just receive a text as a citizen, tap it, and then point your camera at a situation and send it to the police car, fire truck, or emergency medical. And it triggered, well, who else could use this? No app. You see what I see. Because the problem we're solving is like when someone's trying to explain something over the phone to you, especially, well, the water pan's full of water and there's water everywhere. I don't know. Like, I got to see it, man. So, like, I had Nextel walkie talkies in my business. I could talk to everybody, but they'd explain stuff and I'd have to hop in the truck and go see it. I have no idea whatever happened to those Nextels. I love those things. But it reminded me, it's like, oh, this is like Nextel, but with our eyes, right? Like, I can instantly see what's going on. Don't have to worry about it. If a customer's trying to tell me about the work they need done or the remodeling job they need done, now they can just show me, from the comfort. And now Amazon has ruined all of us, right? Like I got to have my packages in hours now. I thought 2 days was fast. Now I'm like, I just bought it. Where is it? We have no patience, and neither do your potential customers. They have no patience. Have you ever had a job where you called, say, hey, I'm on my way to do the estimate, and they're like, don't worry about it. We found someone else. You lost on speed, right? Speed to lead. That's everything, in these days. So we're really helping you to see what they see because explain it's impossible, save some gas money, and then also determine if someone's worth driving out. You ever had tire kickers? They're a pain. It's a very expensive thing to do to give somebody a free estimate. Well, it's free for the customer, but it ain't free for me as a business owner. It's expensive. So we're trying to get eyes on projects quick, win money fast, and determine if someone's worth driving out to put our feet on the property.
That's good. So give us kind of a use scenario where this would really come into play, and you kind of gave us an example. Certainly a service call for somebody. You gave us kind of a preview on a. I'm going to call it maybe a preview estimate. So I've got a prospective customer out there. Hey, I want you to come, remodel my bathroom. Uh, so would this be maybe a preliminary step that the contractor would use? Hey, do me a favor. You got your smartphone with you? Am I kind of envisioning this correctly of how this might work?
Yeah, you're going right down the right path, right? And it's all tuned up for third-party assistance. This ain't a FaceTime call,
Hmm.
right? But what you're trying to do is either do the preliminary, right, that discovery, to see if it's. And some jobs are so small, you'll be able to win the job without ever going out, right? Like I got guys that refinish, cabinets. Like just show me the cabinets, we'll count the cabinets, I can give you the cost. Here's what it is. Right now, if you need a full remodel, at least I can see the job, start getting video and photos because we're going to talk about AI and now what AI can do with those live videos, photos, and the audio of talking to the customer. But it does give you that preliminary. Make sure you get rid of tire kickers. Start building trust. When somebody can see your face, you sell trust, right? And they want to know that you're worth your weight. They're interviewing you, and you're interviewing them, frankly. So you get to see them as well, and that's going to build trust because the human face And that connection has the highest close rate of anything we do, whether you're on property or virtually connected.
Okay, good. So you have them. They're showing you around. You're seeing everything. Now, as they're showing you, is on your end as the contractor, is this being recorded to your device, or how is this all playing out? So kind of walk
Yep.
us through this.
Yep. So on the customer side, they're seeing themselves big and you small with a virtual background behind you, right? That's the reverse of a FaceTime call because they're like, if they're like you and I, we got these big glasses on, right? They're looking through their phone to show you, you're using them as that third party assistance, right? On your end, as the contractor, you're seeing it on your computer screen. So it's nice and big. Not, everything is recorded, but nothing is ever stored on your device or on your customer device. Those are big files. We just store them right in the cloud. And all of this is the nerdy talk, SOC 2 certified. What does that mean? It's extremely safe. The Department of Defense uses our stuff. So this video call is safer than the phone call. So when someone's like, well, I don't know about that. We're like, well, the video call is actually safer. And I know for some people being on video can be tough, but it's convenience. Well, you can wait for me to come out for a couple of days, or you can start showing me the project now. So I'm prepared for what we're doing. I can start put together some preliminary estimates and I can validate those when I get on site. So all of that's getting recorded into the cloud. On your end as a contractor, you can take remote photos. We even have laser guidance, live laser guidance. You can laser guide them around, show me this, stop there. You can take notes. You can share a screen if you need to walk through your work or your portfolio. And it all gets recorded because have you ever heard, oh, let me talk to my spouse? Well, we all know the spouse is not a great salesperson. Your salespeople and you as owner are a great salesperson. So you can share that entire video walkthrough with the spouse, that recorded video. And then comes the fun part, AI. So we're going to take that entire recorded video and it's up to your imagination, what's called prompting it. You can evaluate how well was the sales call? Did we cover all the points? Can you rank where I could improve, where I was weak? Then you can have another prompt that says, hey, start to estimate the job, estimate the size of the job. Here are rates. Can you start thinking about anything I missed in the restoration? Because it's listening to both sides of the party voice. It's looking at the video. It's looking at all the photos, and it can do phenomenal things. You can even say, hey, what type of materials am I going to need? How long is this job going to take? I mean, we're talking big AI. This is not something, this is the biggest AI in the world. We're built on the same platform as Netflix. So you're able to do incredible, mind-blowing things. I'll tell you some stories that happened to me this week that my jaw is still on the floor. But this is where it comes in as what we call kind of your co-pilot. It's not going to replace your sales team. It might enhance your sales management. It's not going to replace your estimators, but it'll probably enhance them in case they miss something. And then it's your NFL instant replay. So, well, your guy did X, Y, and Z, and they broke my window and cracked it. And you're like, well, I wasn't even on property, and the window was already cracked. I mean, hate that happened, and I can recommend a window guy, but it's going to protect you. It's going to protect the customer, and you can share the communication with the team. So it can go from sales. If they're selling world peace, their operational people like, hey, stop selling world peace. We don't solve that here. So it keeps everybody accountable in lots of different ways.
Oh, that's good. So you teased us there. So you have some jaw dropping real use cases that you said
Yeah.
happened this week. So give us a few examples of just some of the real world use cases that you've seen already.
Yep. I had two different contractors come to my house. Contractor number one, HVAC contractor. My wife was going around the house and she noticed under our water pan for HVAC unit, it was full of water and leaking everywhere. She's like, that's not good. So she called a tech. I didn't know she was doing this. The guy was coming down my stairs and I was like, hey, before you go in there, can I send you a text? And I want you to act like a naive customer. Like you're not a tech, and just go in and in a few seconds, just say what a customer might say to you when you're on the phone. So he walks in, he has an awesome country accent because I'm in the mountains of North Carolina. He's like, well, he got a full water pan full of water. He got condensation on all the pipes. And over here, it's leaking a little bit. 30-second video. We ran it through the tool, and we have an HVAC diagnosis tool, and we ran it, and the report came out because the report not only tells you what's wrong, it tells you how to fix it. It said most likely cause of condensation, water, and leaking is a clogged drain pipe. you may want to unscrew the drain pipe and most likely will have algae and slime that you'll need to get rid of. And then it gave the 7 steps. Well, he goes over there, he undoes it, slime is everywhere, it gets all over him, it fixes the problem. His jaw is on the floor, and he's like, "Can I buy stock in your company?" It was amazing. Yesterday, yesterday, my wife again, I guess she's just touring the property, but she goes in our toy garage there. She's noticing some speckles on the ceiling and she's worried it's mold. What does she do? Here comes the next service guy. I'm sitting down here and there's another, like, what's going on over here? Grand Central. He walks in, same thing. Hey, can you just, and he goes and he starts, and he could have said, "Hey, James, you could have been holding that." And he says, "Yep, I can see this. I see that." And we ran it and it ran an entire mold report, how to mitigate it, and then what else to do, what tools to bring out. Again, the guy's jaw was on the floor. He texted me this morning and he purchased the stuff. He was so blown away. And for me, these are the jaw-dropping moments that we've only begun to see what this can do. It's a handyman's dream, right? It can do medical things too. It's crazy. So, but trades is what we love. So this is where we're at talking about that today. Pretty wild.
That's awesome. So now, when you look at guiding a contractor in best use for this, so probably best use is going to be obviously the estimators. Who else on the team would want to have this technology with them out in the field on a regular basis?
Right. Yeah, we've been talking about sales, right? Operations is the next big thing. You got your project managers that are sometimes based and they're driving all over town, sometimes getting on airplane flights if it's a big enough job. You got your techs, you got your senior and junior techs as well, right? When there's problems, you even got your contractors that come over. Maybe you're hiring someone else out to do different parts of the job. You want to keep people accountable. So, one, if a project manager is looking at multiple projects, they can come see and you're taking videos and you can share the project with insurance, with the customers, with the team, and you can see a timeline of the build, right? Like, hey, before you hang up the drywall, let's get a video of this. And now the customer, and if we're working on homes, people really care about their homes and they want to see that progress report. So now they can just log in anytime, see that they can even make comments. Our customers are putting QR codes on property where anybody can scan it. Even like a 1099 contractor can scan it, do a before and after, take a video of their work and show, hey, this is validating the work they did right before they get paid. In addition to customer, maybe everyone's off site and the customer's like, there's tools everywhere. All right, scan it, let us know what's going on. And again, you're running all this as well through AI to either enhance the build. If problems happen, like, oh my goodness, we were, peeling back the wall, I hit a pipe and that's going to make a change order. Now we got to get it over to insurance. These kind of things, we're just trying to make it super easy. And now you got your people typing it in their CRM systems, which nobody likes to do. Do you like doing it? I don't. Now you can just take the transcript of everything from the video and plop it in of what's been done. Because sometimes we even forget to write stuff down like, oh yeah, I forgot I had said that. So this is I love Iron Man from Marvel. This is the Jarvis. This is your Iron Man suit for each one of your folks, whether in sales, ops, or your contractors. And then the last piece of the puzzle is follow up and recurring revenue and mitigating callbacks. So what our folks are doing is the leave behind is they're putting a QR code that's produced by a LiveSwitch, but it has their name of their company, their phone number, and a code, a QR code that someone can scan. What's good about this is maybe you just did the kitchen, you can strategically place that sticker on the inside of one of the cabinets, and it not only reminds the person who did the remodeling work, if someone's like, your kitchen's so beautiful. Oh yeah, this is who did it, right? Or, hey, the cabinet's not closing right. Well, they can open it, scan the QR code at any time of day or night, take a video, you get pinged, let it run through AI, call them back. Yep, no problem. Do you have your screwdriver handy? Let me send you a text. I can show you how to realign that. Again, we're trying to stop that, driving back out for a callback, but also, well, I got my kitchen done. Now it's time to do the bathroom, and now it's time to do this. Recurring revenue, just making it simple. Or if a new tenant moves in, a new resident, oh, I guess this is who did our remodel. Yes, it is.
Excellent. And then with the platform, so I subscribe. How do I segment my different Customers, projects, is how is that segmented? Is that segmented within the cloud? How do I keep everything separate so that as I'm shooting this video, I've got things filed in the appropriate places so they're easy to keep track of?
Well, step one, if you already have a CRM, customer relationship management, maybe you're working on Jobber or Service Titan or HubSpot or Job Nimbus, we're integrated with all of those. So you can access what we're doing through your current CRM, and it'll bring those photos, links, videos right into that record, right? So you might already have your projects already segmented. So we're going to meet you where you're at. Otherwise, if you don't have that, within LiveSwitch, you can create projects. You just name the project, the Carl Willis project, right? And then anything in that project and tied to it will just show up. All the photos, videos, documents, comments, everything will just be right there for you. Any AI reports. So you can segment it by project. If they're just one-off sessions, just leave them in a session. Maybe it was just a bid that you didn't win. You can leave it there. But once it becomes real, just make it into a project, and you can share that project with anyone, insurance, your subs, your PMs, your customers, and the owner. So now you're going to see, now you've heard about your business. Now you're going to get to see your business. Everyone's on the NFL instant replay.
Excellent. So, James, if somebody wants to really see Live Switch in action and learn more about it, what's the first step for them?
Just go to liveswitch.com, LIVESWITCH, and click demo. And then you can even ask for James, like, hey, I heard James on Carl's show. Like, and you can get me directly, or you can go to LinkedIn and look up James Hatfield LiveSwitch. I'll respond to anybody. You don't have to get farmed off. I love talking to business owners. I used to be one, and we can walk right through this. And if we don't even have to talk tech, we can talk anything. So happy to make that human connection. Yeah, easy to get.
Fantastic. Well, James, thanks for being on the show today. And go check out Live Switch. It's an amazing piece of technology, and I loved his story. He told me the story about the HVAC tech the other day, and I thought, man, that's super cool. And see about deploying that in your business as a way to certainly make things simpler. And James, thanks for being a part of the show today.
Thanks for having me. And I want to leave everybody with a challenge. All right. I believe in relay races. Don't be a dead end. So if you found value, not in just this episode, but any episode that you've heard, I want to challenge you because a lot of people won't do this. They just, we can be takers sometimes. I want you to be givers. So I want you to go and share this with one other person, right? Or just share it on your LinkedIn, or just be a relay racer and not a dead end. So that's the challenge of the day. If you've ever found value from anything Carl's done, I'm sure he would appreciate it.
Thanks again.